Have you ever accidentally confessed to cheating during a couples therapy session meant for your neighbors? So my girlfriend Kelly and I had just moved into this apartment complex 3 months ago when we met our neighbors Leo and Amanda. They lived right next door in 4B while we were in 4D. Super thin walls, you could hear everything. We became friends fast. Double dates, game nights, the whole thing. Leo would come over to borrow salt. Amanda would drop by with leftover cookies. But after a few weeks, Kelly started telling me she could hear Leo yelling at Amanda through the wall. Not just arguing, actual screaming matches. One night, Amanda showed up at our door crying, asking if we knew any good therapists. I felt bad for her, so I googled some numbers and gave her a card I found online. Weeks went by and things seemed quieter next door. Then one evening, Amanda mentioned they were doing couples therapy through video calls, and the therapist was offering free in-person sessions for people who referred new clients. You guys should totally go too, Amanda said. It's been helping so much. Kelly and I figured why not. We weren't having major problems, but maybe it could make us stronger. So we signed up through the same link Amanda gave us. The day of our appointment, we show up at this office building downtown. The receptionist looked frazzled, checking her clipboard. The therapist was running late and had told her to bring in the young couple from Unit 4B as soon as they arrived. Here's where it gets messy. Both couples lived in the same building. Leo and Amanda were 4B. Kelly and I were 4D. But the receptionist, rushing around, saw our apartment building address on the form and called us in first. We walk into this calm office with soft lighting and tissues everywhere. The therapist, this older woman named Dr. Walsh, barely looked up from her notes. So Amanda, what's been on your mind this week? She asks Kelly. Kelly laughs awkwardly. I'm not Amanda, I'm Kelly. Dr. Walsh looked embarrassed. Oh goodness, mix up with the files. No worries, let's just get started anyway. The whole session felt weird to me. Something about sitting in that room with the gentle music and the neutral walls made me feel like I was supposed to confess something. Like that's what therapy was for, right? Getting stuff off your chest. About 20 minutes in, Dr. Walsh asked, is there anything either of you isn't telling the other that might be affecting your trust? The question hit me like a truck. Last month, after Kelly and I had this massive fight about her wanting to move back closer to her parents, I went out drinking with my coworker Jake. We ended up at this bar downtown, and I met this girl Sarah. We talked for hours, and I was so angry at Kelly that when Sarah suggested we go back to her place, I said yes. I never planned on telling Kelly. It was just one stupid night when I was drunk and mad. But sitting there in that therapy office with Dr. Walsh looking at me expectantly, it felt like the right time. Like this was what couples therapy was for. So I took a deep breath and said, I cheated on Kelly last month with someone from work. Well, not from work exactly, but I met her when I was out with Jake after work. It was just once. I was drunk and we had been fighting. The silence in that room was deafening. Kelly stared at me like I had just told her I was an alien. Dr. Walsh blinked rapidly, clearly not expecting this bombshell. I panicked and kept talking. I thought that's what this session was for. To come clean about stuff. I thought that's why we were here. Kelly's voice was ice cold. You thought we were here for you to unload your guilt? We were here to work on communication, Jason. About normal relationship stuff. Dr. Walsh tried to jump in, but Kelly was already standing up. Tell me everything, right now. So I did. I told her about the fight we had, about going to the bar, about Sarah buying me drinks, about going back to her apartment, about how I had to make up that story about staying late at work the next day because I didn't get home until morning, about deleting Sarah's number but keeping her business card in my wallet for 2 weeks before throwing it away. Kelly didn't say another word. She grabbed her purse and walked out. I sat there for another hour in the waiting room, trying to figure out what to do next. That's when Leo and Amanda showed up for what was supposed to be their appointment. The real 4B couple. Leo looked at me confused. Hey Jason, what are you doing here? That's when I realized I had taken their therapy slot. Dr. Walsh came out a few minutes later and quietly explained to me that there had been a scheduling mistake, but maybe it had been the right one after all. Kelly moved out 3 days later.